Hello and welcome back to the video on the Full Zone, and it is that time of year again where it's the start of a new season and we are making our predictions for the Premier League season coming right up. And what an intriguing season it's going to be. I think the race for the title is genuinely open this year, spending big at the bottom too, so yeah, we could have battles at both ends of the pitch. But starting off with 20th, and I've gone for Burnley. They became the first team to register 100 points and not win the league. They only lost twice and broke a collection of clean sheet and goals against records, leading a barely believable 16 strikes across 46 games. It wasn't pretty, but it's largely effective. However, they've been damaged by Brownhill and Trafford's departure, and the jury is still out on Parker as well. But 19th, I've gone for Sunderland. They reached the Premier League with the second lowest expected points for a total promoted club over the past 5 seasons. They scored just 58 goals, but their young squad exceeded expectations. They've brought well likes of Granit Xhaka, though, could be a really good signing, and a few others. But yeah, still feel like they could be short on qualities and could see several players depart for AFCON. Moving on then to West Ham, they won only 5 of Graham Potter's 18 games in charge, and it's difficult to see them having a much better season unless they can turn it around. They've made a few decent signings, like the left wing back has been decent, but they still feel like over-reliance on the likes of Ings, Bowen and Kudos, to be fair. So yeah, I worry for them. 17th, I've gone for Brentford. They'll be well back for relegation this summer. Obviously, Thomas Frank leaving along with Mbumo, possibly Wissa. Obviously, owner Matthew Benham is a hugely successful gambler, but appointing Keith Andrews feels decidedly dicey, and yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how it plays out. 16th place, I've gone for Wolves. They were saved from relegation last time out by Vitor Pereira, who inspired a remarkable turnaround. But will Wolves be able to kind of back that up with the departure of Cunha and Aït-Nouri, who contributes 55% of their goal tally? Nelson Semedo's also moved on. I think John Arias could make a difference in attack, but yeah, will it be enough? 15th, I've gone for Leeds. They claimed championship honours last time and were comfortably the best team in the division, bagging 95 goals, 65 plus goal difference. They look great, and I think they'll be eager to build on it. Lucas Perry sides a goal difference, goalkeeping problem. A few other signs like Nemecha too could be decent. 14th for me is Nottingham Forest. They exceeded all expectations in a memorable campaign, but they were on course for third at one point before a difficult start to the season. So is it sustainable? I don't know. Chris Wood obviously had that golden patch. Sells had brilliant season goal. I just wonder if they may not be able to carry it on into a second season. For 13th at their new stadium, I've gone for Everton. I mean, David Moyes did a great job when he came in. 8th on expected points. With some intriguing captures as well, including Dewsbury Hall, Jack Grealish. I feel like they'll be comfortably mid-table this season, definitely not worrying about relegation for me. 12th is Fulham. They posted a club record Premier League points tally last season, and it could have been even better, losing 28 points from winning positions. If they can replicate those efforts and improving on those areas, they could definitely be near the top, maybe even pushing for European competition. I think it could be an exciting season for the Cottagers. 11th, I've gone for Crystal Palace, the FA Cup winners, and they'll be targeting a finish, I think, in the top half of the Premier League. Involvement in the first ever European competition has obviously overshadowed their season, and it's going to be the Conference League. Could that affect the future of the likes of Eze and Goey? Who knows? But that could have a big difference. But I think Sosa is a decent signing too. 10th is Bournemouth. They achieved a club record points total for the second successive season, as well as their joint best league finish, signalling an exciting year for Iriola, and 6th in expected points. However, they have lost a few key players, but I do trust the recruitment system to replace them wisely, and that's what they've been so renowned for doing. 9th, I've gone for Newcastle. Newcastle is standing still at the moment, and of course the uncertainty over Alexander Isak isn't going to help. Pipping Villa for that Champions League qualification though will bring some challenges. Obviously it's going to be a tough season, but I think Newcastle have a tough start and obviously need to sort themselves out in the transfer market. But yeah, it just feels like it could be heading into a tough season. For Tottenham, I've got them in 8th. I think they'll be expecting an enormous improvement. Thomas Frank is a decent appointment, but I think it will take time. They need to stop leaking goals and just get a bit more consistency. But I feel like they've made some decent signings now they're in the Champions League, and that could boost them up the league. 7th is Manchester United. Manchester United have the capacity to be the biggest improvers. They can find a formula that gets them firing again. They fired 15 blanks. Only Southampton and Leicester failed to score more, but adding Sesko, Cunha and Mbumo will really help them boost that. and maybe the lack of European football could be an advantage for them in the league. 6, I've gone for Brighton. Brighton boasts a significant advantage of no European commitments either, and they could be in line for a decent season. They felt like they were improving under Hersa towards the end of last season. Few decent recruits as well. I think they had a very decent attack last season, so I'm excited for their prospects. 5th, I've gone for Aston Villa. They might be operating slightly under the radar, a lack of standout signings due to PSR, even though they kept the core of their squad. Only just missing out last year with the likes of Ollie Watkins, Emi Martinez, Morgan Rogers. They've still got a very, very strong squad, and I think they could well be up there come the end of the season. 4th is Chelsea. I think, obviously people will be flocking to them following their Club World Cup triumphs. The likes of Delap, Pedro, Gittins, etc. Decent signing. Wolf, Cole Palmer already there. The midfield promises plenty. I think Enzo Maresca's goal, I think they saw kind of that during that Club World Cup, really could boost them this season. 3rd, I've gone for Man City. They're a difficult one to assess. Could last season be the beginning of the end for their era, or are they just kind of rehashing their squad? Some decent signings like Shirky, etc., etc. Nevertheless, the FFP charges still hang over them, but I think to back against Pep Guardiola's side is a risk. 2nd, for Arsenal. Arsenal were dodged by ill discipline, injuries and lack of cutting edge last season, but I think they've kind of gone a long way to fixing it. The likes of Gyökeres coming on could be huge, as well as Madueke and Zubimendi. I think Arsenal have a very strong squad, but it's just a question of can they match my champions Liverpool, who enter as clear favourites to defend the title, with the likes of Wirtz, Frimpong, Kirkes, Ekitike, and maybe even Isak coming in. Obviously, they may be harmed by Mo Salah, who misses AFCON, having to focus on European football, etc., etc. But I still think you'd be a brave person to bet against Liverpool this year. Guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials. Link in the description below for daily football news, meme, and content. Subscribe for our other channels on screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.